Dear Toastmasters, I am Elysia Teh, Distinguished Toastmaster. I'm a member of Passion ESG Integration Toastmasters Club and One World Toastmasters Club. I want to help you do your pathways projects. Before I begin, I would like to suggest that you think about these two key questions. Number one, are you here to do a project, a speech project, or to learn public speaking skills? I suggest you think about these two questions because the outcomes will be different. When your mind is focusing on doing a project, you would likely ignore or not paying enough attention on meeting the objective. If you are here to learn public speaking skills, you will certainly want to make sure you meet the objective of every speech project, because it is by meeting every speech objectives you learn the skills. In every speech, we learn one key skill, and accumulatively, you will learn all the skills and be a good public speaker. Otherwise, you will be just running through one by one speech by one speech, and not truly learning the skills. How do you know? You can check it out. At the end of every speech, or every 3, 6 months, 1 year, you do a review. Be honest to yourself. Ask yourself if you have improved, if you have made good progress. Otherwise, why? You will realize that because you did not pay attention to these two questions. Now, this is the speech after icebreaker. It's considered second speech of level 1, writing a speech with purpose. What is the purpose? Level 1 is the basic of public speaking. So after the icebreaker is to learn to speak from your heart. Now this one focus on writing a speech. When you want to write a speech, the first thing you want to make sure is you have a purpose. And this purpose is also your message. For example, you say, I want to write a trip to Hong Kong, for example. Because in this speech, you can write anything and everything under the sun. But after you have decided what to write, what to talk about, you need to ask yourself, why do you want to talk about this? Why is it important to talk about this? What do you want to talk about? Ultimately, what do you want the audience to know or to learn from this trip? This is the purpose. Because public speaking is to speak to the audience. You must have a purpose to speak to the audience. You must have a message to give it to the audience. Does it make sense to you? So from the very beginning, before you write a speech, you want to make sure you have a purpose. When you have a purpose, you want to say it from the very beginning, clearly. This is to prepare the audience, listen to your story. For example, today I will be talking about a trip to Hong Kong. Why do I want to talk about this? Because during the trip, something happened and it became one of the biggest lessons learned in my life. I want you to learn this lesson together with me without going through it. It's a pain in the neck, no fun, something like that. So you have justified yourself why you want to write this speech. And this is the purpose. Then in the body of the speech is about supporting point. Support why you want to talk about this, the story, the how, and the what. Eventually, at the end, you still want to make sure in your conclusion, you have to do two things. One is the summary. The points that you have said, I would say try to limit it to 3 points. Then you say, okay, I have told you this 1 point, 2 point, 3 point as a summary. Then you want to reiterate your message. Your message is the purpose, remember? Then you want to, because you have said it in the very beginning, that at the end you want to conclude and by saying, you see, now you know why I need to talk about this. This is the lesson learned. I really want you to learn it without going through it. It's no fun. Correct not? Agree? That's all for today. Back to you, to the Toastmaster of the evening or Toastmaster of the day. So then you end your speech. If you have time, I encourage you to read through the entire manual. There are a lot more things to read. This video is to prepare you when you don't have time to read, or if you have read it, you don't really get the point and understand. Then you can watch this video. It gives you a very direct guidance. Most importantly is enjoy your speech. Speak from your heart. Remember, don't memorize your speech. Write it in a point form and then practice it, rehearse it. When you are eating, you can rehearse it in your mind. When you're showering, only 5 to 7 minutes. Yes, this is 5 to 7 minutes. Practice it within 5 to 7 minutes. As you know, if you don't practice enough, you will very likely to exceed 5 to 7 minutes, and immediately people know that you did not practice enough. Or you might speak less than 5 minutes, then you will not be qualified. Remember, the biggest secret of public speaking is to practice, 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 make perfect. All the best to you.